Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Humankind. We're now in the beginning of what's going to be the third part of the stream. I suppose the third part of the series. Let's get cycling
With
some
5 farmers'
cards.
quarters, this one city must have more farmers than most empires.
It says that, but we have 0 farmers because they're not farmer quarters. They're actually dock quarters. A little more history there. Get the fishmonger done. I suppose they all do count as market quarters. So we've got 6 income from this, yeah. And then after 2 turns, we'll have... No, that's research, so I could actually start building the elephants now. Or these are so strong, they apparently count as 2 people. Okay. These cost 2 to build. I'm going to build up a pretty heavy stack. We're going to have one... Actually, no. We'll just run a full stack of elephants for trampling things.
All right. Follow me.
Oh, I could upgrade all these guys to horsemen, apparently. That would significantly increase their upkeep costs, though, and cost money. We're not in a rush to do that. Got a power investor. I'm going to invest that on these, because we know this has some money. Gives them one more lifespan as well. I think they gave us some money. Either way, it gives them some lifespan. And made them like us a little bit more. First treaties. Gotta get them up to 50. We're almost there.
Follow me.
And then we have 2 warriors, so it probably makes sense to make a foot troop stack. Let's give him the spearman and archer. We'll merge those 4 together. I haven't done any competitive deeds. Some of these I think have been done by the AI. Yeah, so they've found some of the natural wonders. One of them built a holy site already.
Debate and discussion are not the pastimes of the idle, but the actions of thinkers and movers who will touch every aspect of civilization.
Okay, so that's picking up research. That gives us that city cap. Also gives us research quarter. And I can claim a wonder. So the question is, do you want to claim more? Ask for grievance on someone.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, my faith is so powerful. I'm apparently having people of my culture and my faith be oppressed in the Mayans. We'll just let that simmer for a bit. Okay, so we can't pick up Reject Luxury. Someone already has it. Food from coastal water, lakes, and religious districts. Stability from rivers or religious districts. Abstain from intoxicants, which is bonus on forest. That's tempting. We got a lot of forest. I think we'll go to the industry one here. Industry tenant. The patronage to sign a new treaty. So let's go get that treaty signed. Profit sharing. Upgrading our armed forces just a little bit. Thebes now has plenty to build. Or, stuff built. Move on to other things. You get 4 from the market quarter. No resource yields from that yet. We'll move over a little bit to commerce here. Don't need to build quite as fast as we were, because we're actually caught up mostly on our construction here. Farmer, market, and makers. So I could put market quarters next to those for some income, which is potentially a little tempting. That'll help us actually do the emblematic one for us, which is generate income. So maybe working towards the ones that aren't emblematic ones. We'll see.
An emblematic unit is a living culture manifested in an organized troop. Let's see how the neighbors view it.
Let's see how the neighbors view it. Yeah, let's see how the neighbors appreciate elephants. Yeah, I think I'm going to go this way. The malice on stability for non-capital cities would be bad. And this would actually stabilize the cities.
Most problems eventually yield to the onslaught of more brains.
See, our culture is clashing because we have higher influence. I think it's the same thing with our religion. Yeah, I think we have pretty decent religion at the moment. That might not stay around for very long, but the AI is pretty good at making religion. Religious tolerance, or conversely, intolerance. Might go religious hostility for the extra faith, just to push some faith into their stuff. We'll see. And then trade map mode. Okay, we got some people... Oh no, that's internal trade I'm saying. Got the one external trade route. And there's some trade over here, just not including this. Okay. There's organized warfare. That would actually let us put in the army. Oh no, that's reinforcement, so I'm gonna have units, reinforcement units. Okay. So that's the more unit slots. I want to do more war stuff. Money on main plaza. We do that for the stability. Into money in the main plaza. Extra access on the copper districts. Okay. Copper deposits. We'll see how the tech's going.
Are you interested?
There is some merit in this.
This is the Goths. I think these are the people we... Yeah, we got the trade everything with. These are the people we like probably the most. Granted, they're also probably the people we'd be better off fighting. Although we're both at peace with it, so we'll take
Yes,
this
I
alliance.
cannot dispute.
Okay, city is idle. Let's grab the barracks. I guess we do decide to build more troops. And then, yeah, we probably do want more money, so market quarters are going to be the way to do that. Although, what is our stability? Our stability is sitting at 55, so maybe I don't want to do that. Oh, that's an option. Stone rings here. Build a new, yeah, they should do things down there. +2 industry on the religious district. It's going to provide faith, food. Well, faith and food for being extra farmers' quarters. These count as farmers' quarters. Going to provide faith and industry for next to makers' quarters. These count as makers' quarters. So I think we get a pretty good adjacency on those. And this would help with the faith generation and help stabilize the place a little bit. So definitely on board with that. Yeah, +1, +1, +1, +6 from adjacencies. So that would be good if I want a bunch of food. This is the neighboring food bonuses there. Could technically put it down here as well. This would be a little bit better for industry. But let's put it up here. Let's use it for the source of stability. Okay. And then at some point I should probably save up and claim a wonder. I've been kind of not claiming it every time it comes up as an option. Outposts. Show and claim wonders, yeah. Haven't claimed the wonders. Would make sense to maybe claim the pyramids. We were Egypt in the previous one. Lower district cost wouldn't be a bad idea. Or maybe one of the faith ones. Well, we'll take a look at it in a bit. Oh, actually, what? How much faith do I need? I need 250 influence. Okay. That's not going to take long to save up for. Hydrology, so that's bonuses for the rivers. And a stability bonus as well. You've got rivers, you've got rivers. That's river going through there, so we got a little bit of river bonus there. The other city doesn't really have any. So this is the place we're going to be building it. 14 food, 14 industry, stability. Okay.
So nice to hear from you.
I have grievances on someone. Is it,
To what do I owe the pleasure?
it's the mines. Okay, got grievances on the mines. Use founding myths. Pressing my people, arresting my people. Could demand all this as a way to push towards potentially having a war with them. Though maintaining war score against them is apparently going to be hard. Maybe. We'll think about that. We have a couple more turns where we have to make the decision one way or the other. Oh, yeah, and the Huns are probably the guys we need to start something with. Because they're giving everyone else a problem. Although I will need an excuse to do that. Just picking on purple would be easier to do. Picking the person that's down is probably easier to do, yeah. Okay, of course we've spent a lot of people here making our elephants up. Okay. So I got 4 elephants. We can start moving out. Which are a decently strong, heavy cavalry unit for our purposes. Militarize, vision range, or educate for science for money. We'll do militarize in this case. Potentially thinking about starting something against these guys. And we want to save up money so we can actually do our thing. Well, I say we want to be generating money. I don't mind necessarily spending it, but we need to be generating it. That was raise the upkeep, which is maybe antithetical to what I was trying to do, but at least in the short run it'll be fine.
Over there, let's go.
Hail, sovereign.
Crises go away in... Well, some of them go away in 4 turns, so we'll probably want to press them in 3. Or maybe I press them now. Because the troops that I'm going to do this with is done, so let's press this.
Please accept a friend's advice. You drift into folly.
Who do you think you are?
So we got to change founding mish and give them give us their one city. Which may be something they're not super willing to do, but we'll see.
You have built a holy site. With luck, this will secure tranquility the way police secure the streets.
New wonder can be claimed, which I think this time we are going to go and claim. Show unclaimed wonder. We went to Egypt, so as much as we maybe don't need the pyramids of Giza, I'm going to grab the pyramids of Giza. Before I can build any of the other ones, I need to go and build that one, which I suppose means I need to decide where I'm building it. Maybe up here? Probably gonna build it with this city. Oh, we have a food shortage. Let's fix the food shortage there. Oh, and we actually do have a decent amount of things to build. Let some of this stuff build. Probably as a part of that, we want to do more on construction for the moment. Get stuff building a little faster.
Are you interested?
This feels wrong. This feels wrong.
Yeah. We'll take the cultural exchange.
You are as just as you are wise.
The snake approaches.
Gonna get up to 80 war support. We'll be there in 3 turns. And these, because I've pressed them, aren't gonna go away at this point. So the other alternative is I can build it here. For the wonder. Now where would I place it if I put it here is maybe a little bit more up for debate. Over here would at least be getting more river bonus, which would definitely help that city. So maybe hold off on that. Do levy administration for... Well, granted, it's only 3 more money on the main plaza. So that's actually not very strong. But we're going to build it decently quickly, so that's not too much of an issue. And then we can do some trade bonuses. To improve the yield off the docks. Might actually put a... No, we'll do a trade one there. And that'll take a while to build. And of course that'll bring the stability down, but that's fine. I guess I'm going to say that's fine. That might not actually be fine. We might have a problem later with it, but it'll be fine for the moment. At least a short run will be fine. Oh, I have raiders in my rear that I haven't noticed. How quickly can I get the Cav over there to deal with that? 4 turns. Then we'll be able to attack on the 4th turn, so that's probably what I want to do.
Ready for Lord. Clear the watch.
Put her in instance and extract her back in. Okay, the cavalry run across the map a little bit faster.
The snake.
And I am at the point where I could do a
approaches.
declare war instead of a surprise war. We'll give them one more turn before we press that button. Or maybe 2. Maybe want to deal with these raiders first.
Alert and watching.
Is that these ones? No. Although let's. Oh, I just need influence. So yeah, so I had enough influence. We could do that. Okay, these guys are kind of come in and save the day. We'll do a manual battle. This is mostly a cavalry battle, so there isn't necessarily a lot to it. Friendly unit veteran save. Work down the line. Okay. Negative turn. They do that. Here we go. Raiders stealth. Raiders took a little bit of damage, but that's fine.
A pleasure to see you again.
It's different about the build vexed. We follow different religions. They're cruel. We signed a new treaty. Okay. Okay, let's start our
What do you want?
brief with these guys.
Yield
So we
quickly,
declare war?
and with luck, we can avert unnecessary bloodshed.
You're a tyrant.
We're being called a tyrant. That may be true. putting the place under siege. For the moment, we'll maintain that siege. Oh, apparently there's no garrison, so I could just hit the assault button here. Battle. Well, there is... Looks like they're getting some reinforcements, okay. This is not necessarily the best way to be attacking things. I maybe should have run the siege longer. Okay, the archer pulled off of the fortification, so that's going to potentially work a little bit better out for us because we can run it down with the elephants. Nope, no, this fortification's back there. Okay. Behind walls, okay. I think we're still fine with our deployment here, so we'll just have a turn. Oh, we lost one of the swordsmen, which is fine. Things are making good progress at storming the place. Oh, and they left the fortifications to kill my archer, which is going to make it a lot harder to finish this off. Okay. Continue next turn. Okay. Things going according to plan? No. Could things be going worse? Yes. We'll let these guys heal up before we send them back over to do some raiding.
Friend, you are a sight for sore eyes.
Your grievances at peace with my enemy. I'm not too worried about them coming in to help, so we'll renounce granting command for that one. Army wages. 100% more plunder, combat bonus and ransacking, or paid wages to get stability. Probably army wages. Probably not going to pick that up right now, to be fair. Probably more to do religious stuff. Thinking more of the religious hostility there. Okay, so the swordsman actually survived. It is going to get destroyed if it hangs around, and there's actually nothing I can do to save it by the looks of it. Oh, well, there's actually something I could do to save it. And that is try to beat more of the enemy units before It's destroyed. Okay. So we're going to end the turn. Rides out. Defensively, we hold. That works. Okay, there we go. Victories. +4 war support for me. -4 for them. We occupy the town. And they're occupied by someone else, so they're having a very bad day.
What do you want?
Give me Tikal, which I believe is the one I occupy. Lack of capital. So losing 29 return. Whereas we're actually gaining 18 a turn. So we can peacefully sort of sit in this current state for a while. We'll probably want to build up our melee force again. We did, or the archer as well. One swordsman, the one archer, just because we lost them. Do demonizing, so I can trade food for industrial conduction. Use money to kind of do the same thing, except not specifically on troops. Or gain some... We'll do Sculpt to try to trigger another narrative event. Because that sounds interesting. Not basically because that's strong, because it sounds interesting. And then we're trying probably to save up to make this a city. So I need 500 something for that. Yeah.
5 market quarters isn't a sign of greed. It's a sign of wise investing policies.
Close to a war victory. Ongoing war can now be ended. Okay.
Friend, you need a drink.
Friend, you need a drink. Okay.
Do not waste my time.
Alright, so I can ask for surrender. So I have to take what I've demanded. So I've demanded they give me Tikal and occupy it. So that's maybe not surprising. I probably don't have enough war score, yeah, for to make them a vassal, which is probably fine. So here's the founding myths. We'll take Tikal, and we'll get paid money for the war operations. And if they weren't as occupied by the Huns, we'd probably go for the vassalization.
You are generous and well appreciated.
I must do what is right for my people. We surrender.
Let's go to the third city. Just this city. Who has no people. It'll recover some people in a little bit. And the place will obviously stabilize, and we'll probably want to build up all this stuff. So let's start with the industry stuff first. So that's 26 is maybe not super great. 8. You don't affect anything because you're not getting industry districts yet. Oh no, you have an industry district. Oh no, that's industry workers. We don't have any industry workers, that's fair. Doesn't necessarily need anything to help stabilize. We'll go into food after that. Assuming the thing does something. We'll come back after that takes effect.
Right.
Well, I suppose you're a ideal target for attaching to the city, but we'll let the city stabilize a little bit before we do attach. take the fortifications. And then work up to commons. Work up to commons. Almost got a military star there. We ran out of things really to fight, so we're not going to pick the military star up. We might get a grain. We might get builder. Got the expansionist star. We're trying to work on that money one. We'll see if we can get that money one reasonably quickly. People are starting to catch up with us in stars, which maybe isn't super surprising. Although, one of the people that was catching up with stars is the person we just took the city off of, so they're maybe not going to be catching up anytime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they're catching up because they're... or were, because it looks like the war is over. Were fighting a bunch of people, so they probably got a bunch of military kill stars. Halfway. Our civilization benefits from its proximity to others. Gain stability. Yeah, do glorify. Your technological proximity gave you a bonus. Enjoy this instant boost of 96 science. Sure. Can I have you... build a swordsman and archer? And then build that... and that. And maybe do the science afterwards. There's no upkeep in the building, so if we've got them to build, we might as well build them. Here's fortifications. We're not gonna... well, I might end up picking up the science star. We might actually get all 7 stars before we pick up the merchant stars. Okay, those got real quick.
I offer an excellent
Scientific exchange, so we
proposition.
both get some science. Sure.
You.
This is why you make friends. So you can benefit from having friends. Ferocious. Combat strength through 10 turns, or bountiful. We're going bountiful. Alright, these guys are still going to be here next turn. Next turn we should be able to make them one of our cities, and not look at those 4 cities. Okay. And you now actually have some population. Don't make people. Make industry. Got lots to build. Move the troop.
For both of our
You want a non-aggression
aspirations.
pact. I'll accept the non-aggression pact. I don't need to fight you in
are as
neutral
just
territory.
As you...
Treaty... assimilation. Yep. We got none of the karma scars. Hopefully we didn't need any. We didn't need any, but... we didn't get any, of course. So it's recommending I put it someplace like there, where we'd get a good adjacency on the coastal bits. When we get adjacency from the market, that wouldn't be too bad. Or go a little bit less effective and go like there. I'm gonna put some stuff on the ground, but no, we'll put it there. Get a decent amount of industry and food. Oh, we already have a harbor there. Okay. Oh, so you're actually recommending over there. So it doesn't be too bad if I did like a religious center or something there. Sure. Reminded me later, we're not going to air up right away. I want to at least start on that Kothon before we air over. There's a couple in here that we could probably pick up, like pick up another district, like a single district. We'd clear that. And we're actively building a district. Will be done in 2 turns. We'll get another star in 2 turns. And we haven't lost any choices. I'm not necessarily sure if we want any particular choices either. Yeah, the next closest is 2 behind us. We're in no rush. We're in no rush. We might as well at least pick up the builder star. And maybe it's always tempting to pick more stars up, especially when you're ahead. Okay, let's probably do more people so you can fix your mixing stuff quicker. Sons of Kings. Signs for money. Granted, that's not a lot of money, right? Chance of unexpected. Let's not build up people. Let's accede. And yeah, we'll get a builder star on the next turn, so we'll at least hang around 1 more turn. Although, if I hang around 1 more turn, then we'll be like 1 tech away from picking up a science star. So, we'll hang around. We're not... We'll pay attention to where everyone else is. We'll pick up some more stars while we're waiting. Basically what I'm going to do. So we pick up an error star. We're being told, hey, if you pick up 1 more tech, which, okay, that's 5 turns. So that's maybe pushing it. We'll gain another star there. And then money. 1,300? Okay, so that's less than 13 turns. But still quite a while. Okay, let's take a look at what cultures we can pick up. So we could continue staying the Carthaginians. And that has its perks, right? We get 5% more money on cities, more fame. We keep the Carthaginian units. Not that we lost any of our elephants, so we'll probably have plenty of elephants. 4 elephants is more than enough. And we really don't need any more docks. We built all the docks we can. So, we're started. For the ones we haven't built, we've started them, so we're going to be able to finish them. So it probably makes sense to move on to someone else. This would be good if we wanted to do more military-focused. This is we want to stay on money, 5% money per alliance on all cities. We have an alliance, so that would be 5% more money for us. Money per horse. Flat money. Money per adjacent horse deposit. Okay. Counts as a market quarter. That would actually be very effective in the capital. We've got a horse that's next to a market, so we get the adjacency of the market. Although, this doesn't have a market adjacent. It counts as a market for adjacency. It doesn't have an adjacency bonus, so it wouldn't actually benefit from being next to the dock, I suppose. Prevents its army from retreating. Okay. It's a bit of a malice, although it's probably a pretty decent melee unit. Influence, I want to do more influence stuff, and research quarter centric one. Different type of money. Money per number of access to luxury resources, money per strategic resources. This is our access here. Rewards us for that. Money per number of trade routes, so we'd probably want to get trade routes going, but then that may or may not work. Flat money, money per adjacent market quarter. Money per state religion. This is a sort of religious focused one. Faith per adjacent district. Bonus combat ability against guys that have different religions. Okay. Beret. So this is a market maker's farmer's quarter combo. So base food, and it gets industry per adjacent river. And just bonus on the maker's quarters in general. Should be decently strong. Let's get some elephant range units to go with our elephant melee units. Okay. Food from attached territories. Longbow, which is presumably a decent archer. And then stronghold, which gives us some stability. This is basically improved garrison, is what I think it is. Yeah, it counts as garrison at a farm. For adjacency purposes. Mississippians. Industry on districts. Built in river, money per districts built in river, food per districts built in river, okay. Segment mound. Makes adjacent districts cheaper to build, it counts as a religious district. Mongols are sort of like, they're the Huns of the Third Era. We're gonna pass on them. I know that one's gonna pass on. Science per alliance. That one's probably a little bit less strong for us. We haven't going very much science. Norseman is the Navy military version. So that makes the naval units a bit better. And this is a port. +5 food per adjacent coastal water. Because it's a port, it counts as everything. Or it gets all the neighboring resource bonuses. It only counts as farmers markets. And it wants adjacent water and lake. This is maybe not as good as the Kothon is for adjacency purposes. I think we got enough docks, really, from a pure dock standpoint. That's tempting if I want to stick on the money train. That's a tempting thought process. Thinking about going that one. What benefits are they keeping the Carthaginians? So if you keep the Carthaginians, you keep all the benefits the Carthaginians had. And then you get what's listed here. So you get 10% more fame. And I believe that's forever 10% more fame. So for the rest of the game, you get 10% more fame. In exchange for having an era where you've got basically an obsolete culture. And then instead of whatever the unique trait to that culture was, you get a trait based on what type your previous culture was. So our previous type was a commerce one, so we get 5% more money in all our cities and outposts. When we were looking at the Egyptian one, I think it was like 5% more industry in cities and outposts, if we'd kept the Egyptian one around. So in this case, we've got basically what we want probably from the Carthaginian culture. So it's definitely time to move on. We've got all the Kothons basically either under construction or built. I don't really want any more elephants. They're really good for smashing people in the open, but as we found out in that last fight, that's not all the time. And they're not really good for assaulting cities. And we keep the perk anyway, so we've already got the main perk. Yeah, I'm thinking going this way, leaning into the money here. Into which it's going, yeah. It would have actually probably been more tempting to retain of like the Egyptians, because then I would have kept the industry stuff. And we definitely weren't done with the Egyptians. We could have definitely done more with the Egyptians, but we decided it was worth swapping over the Carthaginians. I think we're going to do the Byzantines here, because these guys will be a good combo with our... Keep the same culture. I think you could. I'm not sure if you can keep them more than once. I know you can keep them at least once, and I think you can keep them the whole way through. Just like you'd basically have, after an era or two, the cultural unit would be out of date. And your emblematic district, you get one per city, so you're gonna have them built everywhere, presumably. But you could technically, I think, run the Egyptians the entire time, or run the Carthaginians the entire time. Well, not quite the entire time for the Carthaginians, because the Carthaginians are the second era. I think we're going to run the Byzantines here.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off. Greater empires build more powerful armies, but brute strength may be defeated by superior innovations. It is brains versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor. Speaking of rich cities, I suppose there are far too many syllables to coin the phrase, when in Constantinople, do as the Byzantines do.
Even though I suppose the Byzantines would actually refer to themselves as the Romans. When Constantinople do as the Romans do. It's probably a bit more on the nose. So, our focus is still on money. I'm not sure if we're going to make enough money to get the merchant stars again, but that's because merchant stars are just a lot of money. We're probably going to get some more territory. We're obviously going to do tech. Those are probably going to happen. That's going to be the hard one. Probably end up some building stars as well. Someone else is buying our resources. That's nice. Oh, because I set up next to this guy, I obviously can't put the horses next to it. Okay, that's fair. +2 money per horse, and we got a lot of horses. 5 in the city, I think we've got... I'll open up. Got 11 horses altogether. So it'll be 22 money +4. Plus it's got some adjacency bonuses there, which I think will be good. And we can probably do the same down here. Do we have horses? We have horses over there. That would probably cost us some industry, which is probably fine. Got plenty of industry. We'll build one, and then we'll grab some of the initiative bonuses. We got one of the guys trying to talk to us. What do you want?
Greetings, Sovereign. Are you with me?
Oh,
Or
apparently
against
they're now oppressing my people as well. They're also my ally, so we'll let them pass. And then you need stuff to build. You got horses, so we probably want to... Oops, not that one. This one. Ah, okay. I can still make that work, it's just not going to work quite that easily. I think you're... Because you're these three, right? Yeah. So, probably do Market Quarter there. Hippodrome there once the Market Quarter's done. Market Quarter apparently is going to be done in a turn, so that's not too bad. So we'll come back to you next turn. Urgent Affairs, Land Rights. Plus 10 food per number of attached territories on all cities, or inherit land. Money instead of influence must be used to claim, attach, and merge territories. We're going to stick to money. That's definitely a play. Let's see that and do that.
An interesting choice, which may lead to a concentration of wealth with interesting and unexpected consequences.
You say interesting and unexpected. I say probably very expected and maybe not interesting results.
I don't think you'll go down in history as Ivan the Tolerant.
Yeah, we're not Ivan the Tolerant. We're rolling with our religion.
Greetings, Sovereign. Are you with me? Or against me?
I'm going to demand that they should have our religion.
My friend, I offer...
Greetings. To what do I
I can
owe
demand this
pleasure?
as well. I'm probably going to
I
say no.
abhor violence.
Yeah, we got a pretty dominant religion, so we'll try to push it on people. It probably isn't going to work, but we can try. Minor event. Okay, there's anything to do there. There's anything to do really here. I'm gonna move the elephants around and try to claim some of this interior territory. So we can pass it to our cities now that it's done with money. Because both of these cities can probably grow quite a bit. Maybe at the expense of the neighbors. Memphis grew. Got everything on industry. The drone will be done in a couple turns. Thieves. Gonna put more on industry. Let's go ahead and grab the hippodrome here, because it's going to be a pretty valuable hippodrome. 56 more money a turn. Done in 2. And then we might as well fortify the place a little bit. Oh, you're actually recommending I do it there. That's fair enough. A little bit of there. So I'm going to grab these two to give to Urks, grab that one for Tikal, and we'll see where we are at that point. I think we're going well. More population of Thebes. You may ask for some reparations. Maybe we'll finish. Put that on money, get some more money coming in. And I think it was you probably want to build the pyramids up here on this river. Yeah. No, I still want to build the things in the order we had them. Just the pyramids go last. Do I have excuse on you?
You need a drink.
They're apparently oppressing my faithful. We'll be nice enough to renounce these on our one and our only ally. Because let's not piss everyone off. Let's keep one friendly person. Okay. Do I want to push you out to grab territory right now? Sure. Probably don't need these guys garrisoning the city for the moment.
Keep moving.
City should be reasonably stable without the army in it. Reasonably stable. I suppose one thing we should be picking up here is the public fountain for the stability. And you don't have any horses yet. That will be horses, so we'll probably want to put a hippodrome over there for that purpose. So we'll probably actually set the city up like here, hippodrome to there, like a dock there. And then we can attach you to a city. Yeah, you want to go to Ukes, which only costs 54 gold. There we go. Both one will be done next turn. And then we already have a farmer's quarter there, so putting a you there wouldn't be too difficult. We have the stability, so that won't be a problem. So yeah, let's do that. And then we should backfill some of the buildings here. Probably the industry ones first. 25 industry there, 10, 6. Those aren't that strong. We'll hold off on those ones. Come back to that. Okay, before I let this part go on too long, we're already over an hour. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be another part up tomorrow as we start to move through the medieval era and maybe actually try to be competitive for these money stars, because I think that's where we're going. So until the next part, I suppose if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is going to be a short break here. Sip a little bit of tea and I'll be right back to recording. And if you're watching on YouTube, the next part will be up tomorrow. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.